Imagine that you have your own personal island. You got one beautiful island with coconut trees. You drop the coconuts and you lay there on the beach, eating coconuts, watching the waves crash gently up on the shore, and you love your island, and life is good. But then one day, you see a boat on the horizon. And two more people are on the boat. And they come and they land on your island. Well, now, you started out with one island, but you've got 3 people to share it with. That's a bit of a problem, because there might be some fights. So you guys avoid a fight. You avoid a fight by saying, we're going to divide this island very equally into one piece for each of us. We're going to cut it into 3 equal pieces, one for each of us. So we're going to take our one island, and we're going to cut it into 3 pieces. Well, you do that, but honestly, nobody's very happy. There's really only one coconut tree, and so there aren't enough coconuts to go around, so everybody is pretty miserable. Well, so you look around and you notice that nearby, there are 3 other islands. You say, hey, this is great, this is great. Now we've got enough islands for all of us. In fact, we've got more than enough islands for all of us. Once again, to keep things fair so nobody gets upset, you decide, instead of having an island for everybody, we've got to cut each of these 4 islands into 3 equal pieces. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be fair. So you take your 4 islands, and you cut each of them into 3 pieces. Well, now everybody has enough coconuts. And you have to do a little bit of swimming, but everyone is happy. Well, I want to point out something very important here. You started with one island. You ended up cutting that one island into 3 pieces, and then you had 4 islands that you cut into 3 pieces. And I wrote this in this very specific way. And there's a name for the way of writing these things. That name is called fractions. Now, fractions sometimes get represented as big, scary number things, but fractions are actually really simple. And you can remember this forever. The fractions are just the number of things you start with and how many pieces you cut them into. We started with one island. We took one island and cut it into 3 pieces. And we took 4 islands and cut them into 3 pieces. Well, that's easy enough. Well, here's something even cooler. Multiplication means how many things you have. So we took 1 and said, well, there's 4. That's how many things we have. 1 times 4 equals 4. Well, you know, division means to cut things into pieces. 1 divided by 3 is equal to 1/3. Well, if you look at this fraction, all it is the number of things you have cut into number of pieces. You could also think about it as multiplying and dividing. And the number on top is the number you multiply by, and the number on bottom is the number you divide by. And if that seems complicated, just think about the islands. We had one island, we made it into 4 islands, and we cut each of them into 3. 4 multiplied 1 times 4 divided by 3. And if fractions ever start to seem complicated, they don't have to. Because it's really a very simple idea. It's the number of things you have cut into some number of pieces. And if you can remember that, you can understand fractions.